from people. I think what it all comes down to is people in general.
Suck?
And yeah, they suck. But oh, good times.
Yep.
Welcome to Behind the Wrenches with Zach and Randy. I'm your host, Zach Gradowski, and with me as always,
I'm Randy.
Randy.
We're here.
Randy's here.
Yep. For
Randy, I haven't seen you in like a week or two.
I know.
We've been busier than hell.
Been busy. I've been working six days a week, so.
I remember my first part-time job.
I know. Well, whatever. Hell, I'm at work before you're out.
Oh, there's Randy. There's your intro. That's our live audience back there.
You can see him in the background.
You can see him in the background. Yeah. That is true. You're up and way to work before I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up at 7. You're already at work at 7.
Yeah, I'm there at 6, usually starting.
Of course, but I'm also in the shop at midnight.
I know. Well, I can't do that.
Right. It happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about buying and selling on Facebook.
Buying and selling in general,
in general is bullshit.
Just anything. I mean, not even like, back in the day, you market, you had Craigslist.
I miss Craigslist.
At least it was a little better. I can remember looking classifieds up in the paper.
It was only on Saturdays.
Yep.
Yeah, Saturdays. Every Saturday morning you
ads.
get classified ads.
Take some ads out and get some stuff,
Right. The only thing is that, Facebook's made it very convenient for people to just be idiots.
Well, honestly, I think there should be a thing, they obviously can do something because they have an algorithm that can, if you get so many comments, like, and don't respond, that thing should just get taken down at that point.
Right.
I tried to buy an excursion a couple years ago, and I messaged the person. I said, hey, I'll give you exactly what you want. I'll be here this time with truck and trailer. I don't even have to look at it. I'll take it.
Right.
No response. Then I finally opened up all their comments, and it was like, they don't respond to, this is, and it is what it is. They don't respond to white people was one thing, because I was buying in Detroit. And I don't know if that was. I didn't.
Nice, Randy.
I didn't make the comment. I just read it.
Oh, that's what it said in that. That was that comment.
Yes, they will.
Oh, I thought you were making that up here for a second.
That is
Well,
real. They 100%. It said in the comments they will not sell to white people.
Wow.
But it was a comment. It wasn't from them. It was from somebody.
Oh, someone commented on it. I got
So I don't know. Whatever.
Wow.
It is what it is.
Well, I just had one. What cracks me up about Facebook is, and I understand people can ask whatever they want for anything, but
yeah.
I've been looking at side-by-sides recently,
Yep.
and not that I need one for any reason, but you'll see the ad be like, 2017 Polaris Razor 1000 Turbo, runs and rides, this is my favorite part, runs and rides great, has a sound system, this and that, whatever, you get all the way to the bottom, and it says, needs engine.
Yep, adult owned.
Yeah, adult owned, never rolled.
Well,
yeah,
no crap,
needs engine.
that's
needs
the best
engine.
one, is adult owned by an adult. I'm an adult, and I beat the crap out of some stuff.
Right, yeah. I've had side by right. Adult owned, adult owned my ass.
I mean, if it said owned by teenager, I was like, did he buy it too? I bet you he never took it out because he couldn't afford to.
Right. No
I can't take my side-by-side out. I can't put gas in it, but I got one.
Right. And then what the other thing that kills me about Facebook, though, is that these people can take 4 gazillion pictures to send out to their friends and buddies and girlfriends and whoever else it is.
Yeah.
But they get a picture of their car. They're like, I'm going to sell this. And then they flip through and it'd be like dead of winter here in Michigan. We'll have 2-3 feet of snow.
Yep.
You'll see a picture of a car with like green grass behind it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, we found this picture of our car. Not walk outside, take 4. Okay. All right. All right. If you're watching this video, all right.
Here's how to do it.
You own a cell phone, all right. When you're trying to sell a vehicle, you walk outside. You do each corner of the vehicle. 4 pictures. Right rear, right front, left front.
Yep.
So then you get both corners, sides, back and front. And then I just open the doors. I get a picture of the cluster with it running.
Yeah.
So you can see if there's any lights on or not. I mean, we don't tell cars lights on, but I mean,
yeah.
there's any lights on. And then I open up passenger door, get a picture of the seats, and that's it. And usually I post one of the engine bay too.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Whatever. It's nice. Well, I mean, the only nice thing is, like I said, you can get a picture of it running too. You can do it running.
Yeah, video.
I had a video of when I sold the Ram Charger, I had a video of it running.
The only problem I have with the video is I've noticed that in the big truck world or in the hot rod world, if you're running open headers. And maybe
Yeah.
I have a Galaxy S24 phone, which is a good phone, but it's still, if you're running open headers, it has a tendency to pop
Yeah.
through the mic, and it almost sounds like it's knocking.
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all.
It is what it. Well, like I said, it goes back to when me and Josh went to Oklahoma,
Right.
and we went and looked at that Jeep, and she had a picture of the corner, the back right
From
corner,
50 feet away.
in a spot it wasn't in, and then when we get there, she's like, "Yeah, I've had that up for sale for like 6 months, and it's back in a spot with grass growing up as high as the body, the frame's bent." And I'm like, this had all been great information to know before I got here,
Right.
but
Right.
Well,
that's the thing. That's what I don't understand about it, though, is that why can't people take good pictures and good descriptions?
Well, like I said,
I don't understand. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. Like I said, I know a lot. A lot of it is they're trying to get the most money out of it, so they're trying to present is the best.
Yeah, but if someone's going to show up and look at it and know they're full of shit.
Like I said, when we went and looked at that Jeep. Me and Josh stopped in the dark.
Yeah.
And could see the frame was bent.
I was here in Michigan and seen the frame was bent.
Here in Michigan, I could see the frame.
We were on the phone and I said the frame's bent.
Yeah.
I can hear it. I can hear it through the phone that the frame's bent.
But I'm like, all you had to do was tell me. I mean, or just put it in there. Hey, frame's bent or something.
I'll tell you what happened to me yesterday. So I had my Blazer up for sale, one of my Blazers, and I had a guy call me, wanted to trade me a truck for my Blazer. Mm-hmm. And I talked to him on the phone, and that's the thing. In your ad, I mean, you got to be as honest as possible, and you need to be forward about everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
But this guy called me, he wanted to trade me a Chevy pickup for the Blazer. Fine, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And I told him, hey, man, it runs and drives, but it needs finished, it needs this, and this, and on and on and so forth. Yeah. So he says, hey, will you meet me? He was coming from, I drove an hour, and he drove an hour.
Okay.
And we met like kind of in the middle.
Okay.
And I showed up, and he got out, and he looked at the Blazer, and he decided in the first 5 minutes that he didn't want it. Not because he hated it, but because that Blazer at one time was lifted now on 35s. Yeah. But the rear frame was C-notched because it was a slam Blazer at one time in its life.
It's been all over the place, up and down.
And he says, I personally think he was nitpicking it because he didn't want to give up he had changed his mind between the time we talked and the time he showed up.
Yeah,
but he didn't like the frame had been C-notched in the back. Mm-hmm. And he says, I don't like that at all. It's not an original frame anymore. But when we were talking about it in the ad, I didn't think to tell anyone because it's their frame rails.
Yeah.
It's not a rotted frame. It's just got different frame rails over the rear axle.
Yeah, it's not even like a homemade C-notch. It's a bought. Yeah,
it's a bought kit.
Bought and C-notch. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, but it is what it is.
Right.
I don't know. I like I said, we all make, everyone sees those memes on, all over the place. They're like, hey, is that for sale? Sure, I'll take this. And then they drive away and they never hear from them again. Everyone has had that, and I get that. And that's
the other thing. I had a guy call me on that Blazer, or message me on Facebook on the Blazer, and he's like, "Where are you located at?" Which is another thing that bothers me. All you gotta do is scroll down, and it marks you. But I'll tell you what, that screwed me before because I was wanting to buy a transmission from a guy, and he I'm like, "Oh, where's it at?" And I looked it up, and it said an hour away. So I messaged him, "Hey man, you're only an hour away," and then he messaged back, "Well, I'm not really there. I'm actually here." Okay, you're an idiot. I got you. That makes sense.
That one's a good one. Well, like years ago, I went up. I was buying a set of tires, and I drove. I told the guy he lived in the UP somewhere, and I said, "Hey, I'll meet you halfway. I'll meet you at the bridge." Hey, cool, no problem. And he, whatever. I drove all the way up to the bridge, and I'm sitting there at McDonald's waiting, and I'm like, "Dude,"
that he never showed up.
And I'm like, "Dude, where are you?" He says, "Oh, I'm at home. You want to come the rest of the way?" And I'm like, "No, it's 3 more hours."
Right.
I was like, "I told you I'd give you exactly what you want without, no nitpicking."
Right. We're not arguing here. Just show up. I'll hand you the cash. You give me what I want, and we'll go.
I says, I get it. It's a drive, but I says, then you don't got to beat any. You're not someone beating you up or anything. But yeah, and I was like, really great. So I just, I got to see an icebreaker go through under the bridge. Right. I got to sit there and stare at the water, but it was it's ridiculous. I said, when I originally talked to you about doing this, it wasn't just about Facebook. It's about, there's, performance companies.
Lay it on me.
Performance companies. I don't want to call anybody out, but performance companies out there, they've got catalogs and, everything's
What's the opposite word of summit? Anyways,
well, it's not. It's,
anyways, I'm just curious.
well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not Summit. That's 100%.
What's the opposite word of Summit, though? That's
Dumb it.
it rhymes with that. No, it's not.
I don't know.
Cavern.
Cavern, yeah, whatever. But
I don't know.
What
Anyways.
it was one of them companies, but it wasn't Summit. 100% never had a problem with Summit.
That's
but
fine.
the other one,
names
they all
here.
have online stuff like that, and it's like, hey, this is there, and you go hit click order, do all your stuff. Well, that's on back order. We'll let you know when it's there. Then why did you put that it's even available?
A lot of companies are doing that. I did that. I can't remember. Hell, I do remember the company. I wanted a set of wheels for my '79 F-150 that I had. Mm-hmm. A set of Mickey Thompson wheels that they were like an old school.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it said in stock.
Yep.
So I ordered them. A month went by, still nothing.
Yeah.
And I never got an email. Finally, I emailed them. I'm like, you guys have these or not, or what's going on here? Oh, they're being built. Okay, well, why do you say you have them in stock then?
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. Not even.
Well, like I said,
we'll ship them as soon as they're done. 4 months. I finally just canceled the order. I'm like, I'm obviously never getting these.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like that. And then I ran into it with a guy on Facebook Marketplace. Well, he's got a website and everything. Last year, remember, I was trying to get the
that was
bad
over
sheet,
your
the coupler.
Yeah, the coupler. You're trying to build your transmission.
And he's like, I got it. And I talked to that guy. Finally, I was like, I put it out on Facebook. I had a guy that I'm now friends with on Facebook, Adam. He built one and drop shipped it to me for less than what that guy was building them for.
Yeah.
I mean, he sent me a picture at 10 o'clock at night. Here's your part. It's on its way. I'm dropping it in a box tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And he was like, you sure you want it shipped like this? It's going to cost us. I said,
do it. We need
it. I need it. And he was spot on. That's been a perfect piece. I mean, and that's, the other good thing about Facebook. I put out there, hey, I need this. Anybody got this? And everybody put, this guy sells them. I said, yeah, but he doesn't have any in stock.
Right.
He's waiting for enough to build it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I can't wait. You said you had it. Now, if it said order and, when enough orders, just put in there, I need to have 10 of these to have this make.
So one of the, when I ordered all those parts from Sky Manufacturing, or from when I shipped out the knuckle for the Blazer, to Sky it tells you, that's what I love about their website. Yeah. You might not like it, but it says 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It says once they receive your parts to be able to machine them and make them, that it's 4 to 6 weeks after. Now, I got mine in 3 weeks. That was nice. But they still are, they're not like, we'll get it right now. We'll get as soon as it shows up, we'll drop everything and run into the, Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's just like in the automotive, just like at a dealership, you overpromise,
overpromise, under-deliver.
It all, that's what they always do.
Do you think that's it would be a horrible marketing ploy? Horrible. But do you think that's why it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so you want some D&D patty tires, okay? Yeah. So you go on the website for the company that's selling them, and they don't have them, and then it forces them to call you, and then while you're on the phone with them, they're like, well, we don't have those, but we'll sell you these ones that are just like it or near this, and you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's a
horrible
he tried to,
idea, though.
not to, he did explain it to me, that they, this tire is roughly the same size. It's wider, but the other thing is it's also heavier. That's where I was looking at the weight.
Right.
And, but I was just like, man, I'm like, pull them down. If you don't got them, just pull them down.
Yeah, pull the listing for them.
Because then I asked him about another set that were actually taller, and I says, what's the weight on these ones? Well, we don't get those either. And I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I get it, dude. You're busy. He's got a lot of stuff. It's like a trailer place too. They build trailers. But I'm like, man, just fix that, and so people aren't, because like I said, they would be here today if I, because I talked to them last week, But
I don't get, and then all you gotta do is, all you gotta do is that's the thing though, you don't even have to look these companies up anymore. Just set your cell phone on the table and just start talking about, man, I'd like some patty tires and big this and whatever for my truck, and then open up Facebook and then you'll see all the ads for it. So that's all you gotta
do. It's horrible how you phones
listening.
Yeah. I do everything by the book. I pay. No.
I pay all my taxes.
Yeah.
I've never wrote off a mud truck part as advertising.
Who's that?
Yeah, right,
The IRS is
here. Are you using this? Are you using this? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no It's about time our audience chimed in. Those sons of bitches.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It's frustrating, you know. It's like anything. I mean, you know, you try to buy something, you try to find it in the store, and you go there and they don't have it.
Yeah.
But imagine that on, you know, the scale that we're at. You know, it's like, oh, I'm upset I couldn't get the crazy straws for my drink at Walmart. I had to go to Kroger. Well, no, you know,
Right.
you know, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It's just frustrating. It's, you know, in the market.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I always wondered if it was, you know, in any big corporation or any big company, you know, you have people that do the advertising, that take the pictures of the stuff and put it on their social, not what do you want to call it, their social media guys,
Yeah.
advertisers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always wonder if there was a disconnect to where like the guys on the floor to the guys upstairs, that they keep listing this tire or whatever they're listing, and the guys are like, we don't have that. We don't even stock this. And the people upstairs are like, oh, we got a picture of it. Keep putting it out there.
Well, like I said, I don't know. Like, you know, I'm like, it is what it is, but it's just, what do you know?
I know it's just something we're just have to deal with for the rest of time.
It seems like it. Yeah,
until we die. That's it. That's what we get to do.
You know, it's getting worse hiring to get stuff and, you know, anything like that. Like, you go into a parts store nowadays and they're like, oh, I need some carburetor, you know, jets. And they're like, huh? I got a fuel filter for a S10, you know.
They don't have that.
Yeah, I
you
know.
Kidding me?
I know.
They don't have jets anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Here's what I know about parts stores. Okay.
Here we go.
They don't stock anything from 2003 down, and from 2005 up. All right, that's every parts store out there.
I got all the parts you need for a Cavalier 2004.
Right. You have a 2004 Cavalier? That's a 3.5. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was a split.
Yeah, the split.
We don't have that.
Sorry about that. We don't have that here. What's really screwed up is that, you know, I laugh at parts store stuff. I don't know where I know how they do it. They have a system where they can go in, and what they do is they look at all the VIN numbers registered for the areas that the stores are in, and then they stock the parts for the majority of what is registered in that area. So I know that for a fact, because I actually know the guy that developed that for CarQuest back in the 70s.
Oh, really?
So Terry was his name, and what he did was he actually worked in Raleigh, North Carolina. He's from Michigan.
Oh.
He's good buddies with my dad and all those other guys.
Yeah, your dad was there for a long time.
Yes, he was there for 30-some years. And but anyways, what they did was they basically went to the DMV, and they said, who's registered? We just want to see what cars are registered in this area. Wow. And so what they did was, so if they see, you know, like in the area we live in, there's I'm sure just a ton of Chevy pickups registered here. Mm-hmm. Whereas like Detroit, you might have a ton of registered Volkswagens.
Yeah.
So what they do is they say, okay, so, you know, 60% of our demographic here drives half-ton Silverados from 2006 to 2015.
Yeah.
So they say, so we're going to stock heavily on parts for these vehicles. Yeah. And that's why you'll notice if you're in different areas to try to find different stuff, it's harder.
Yeah.
So like if you're somewhere with your truck, let's say you're in Detroit with your F-350.
Yeah.
And you need a part for it, but because it's a heavily demographic of foreign cars, it's going to be harder to find that part than it is for. But than you would be up here. Mm-hmm. And that's why people, like I had a guy, which this one's kind of neither here nor there. I had a guy show up last week with a 22 Pathfinder with a bad alternator.
Okay.
Now the only that was dealer only.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they didn't have listings around here for it. And the guy, when I talked to the guy on the phone, of course, we won't get into what he was like. But I mean, he was trying to tell me, he's like, well, I know people down South State said they get their hands on them. You're right. This is not Nissan territory, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I have to ship one in no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether it's coming from Detroit or Lansing or wherever down south.
Yeah. Or drive down there to get it.
Yeah, or drive down to go get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's the option. You can go get one, and I'll put it on.
Yeah, he didn't want a new one, though, because, cheap fucker.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, it was probably like, what, $500?
Nissan wanted $796 for it.
They're proud of that thing.
But you know what, though? I mean... Yeah. Exactly. You just hold that in your hand and just keep playing with it. Yeah. But I mean, so anyways, that's how the parts market goes. I don't even remember where I was going with that. It just
I know you said you had some issues with some parts.
What I mean by that is like, yeah, don't get me fucking started.
This sounds like a great topic.
It's a great topic. Let's run with that for 5 seconds. We've been having this problem a lot lately, though. But here's the thing: we're going to get into something. Actually, we're going to talk about this more in the next video. It's going to lead into that for the next video.
Okay.
And hopefully everyone stays tuned for that one because that one we're going to get more into that side of it. What I'm talking about is the parts. Okay, so I ordered an engine for a van. All right, and they told me that they'd have it by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started tearing the van apart the week prior.
Yep.
This, want to hear the screwed up part? This is story 1 of 3.
Yeah. Well,
okay, this is not like some isolated incident.
We had the same problem with Greg's.
Yes. Okay. So anyways, but here's a kicker part though, from all different places.
Yeah.
So I ordered a junkyard engine. All right, and they said, hey, we got one at our Ohio store. We can have you by the end of the week. Okay, no problem. Never showed up. I called them. Hey guys, where's my engine at? Like I said, by the end of the week. I said, I understand things happen, but where is it? I just need to know where it is.
Yeah, I've got deadlines
and
too.
He flat said, we don't have enough people. He said, we are working as fast as we can. He's like, our guys are running ragged. The guys that we do have, he says, they just got it out 2 days ago. He says, it is on a pallet. It'll be here Monday or Tuesday, end up showing up the next Wednesday, which is no big deal. But I'm hearing the same thing from everybody. We don't have the people. Which, okay, that leads into a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's what I'm getting at for maybe like the next video or whatever, because I get it. These guys are running on skeleton crews. They're running on, and I don't know if it's a pay thing or whatever. But anyways, besides that, but as a business, it's hard to explain that to a customer that has a vehicle that's down that they need.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate telling people that. I mean, I try to get stuff done as quickly as possible, but
well, like I said, like what me and Josh deal with, because we both work for the post office and we're mechanics, and
right.
We can't get engines and transmissions, and they blow them up every day. They blow them up every day.
Right.
And I'm not kidding you. I had Gladwin call me, and they're like, "Hey, my transmission just went out." And I says,
"Cool for you."
And I said, "Well, no, they put it in, and they said that it has no reverse." Matt told them, said, "Hey, just put it on a route that doesn't need reverse and keep using it."
That's awesome.
So
I'll just start telling people that.
So the best part is,
listen, you got misfired 1 cylinder, but you still got 7 more. Keep her going.
Yep. So the best part is we do that, and then we she calls later and she's like, "Hey, we're down this many vehicles," and I'm like, "Why are you down so many vehicles?" "Well, we got that one with the transmission." I said, "You were told to use it."
Right.
I said, "I get it's got no reverse." I said, "But." I go, "I don't have anything to put in it." I said, "If I come get it, it's just going to sit here."
Right.
Now, that being made, something else happened with the truck. We got it in, and then a transmission showed up when that thing showed up. So we shoved it in, put it in, slapped it in, took it back to him. But I mean, I was like, never in a million years would I have thought that was going to happen. But, it's just, parts are
getting harder.
It's hard to get.
But the thing is, it's hard to judge on them, too. So the other one that I'm waiting on, I have an F-150. I called up the store. We ordered one. Ordered an engine for it, and they said 5 to 7 days.
5 to 7 days.
Yeah, their world. You
not
just live
in a straight,
it.
not in order though. It's
it's
1 day this week.
It's
and
5 to 7 days every other day.
Yeah, Not they never said business days.
1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yep. We're at one more day. I'm pretty sure it'll be here.
But here's what sucks is, so we pull the vehicle in on the hoist. They said 7 days for the engine. So on the 7th day, we pull the truck in. Get the cab off, cab's on the hoist, and get the engine out of it. And then guess what? The engine still ain't here. So now, not only is that, am I losing money with that truck sitting on the hoist?
Yeah.
I'm losing money because the truck's not done. And then I'm losing money because I'm losing every single day that hoist is not being used.
Yeah, because you don't have that.
And people will tell me, I've had people say, well, just put the cab back on, push it back outside. You tell your technician to put the cab back on, hook everything back up so we can roll it out the door. And by the way, we're not going to pay you any extra to do that.
Exactly.
Because the customer's not paying for it.
No.
So do you call the parts room like, hey, this is your problem now?
Yeah.
And they're going to say, ha ha, no.
Yeah, the worst thing is you can't do that because, it's even worse for you.
Right.
But I mean, even a big dealership setup. I mean, but I came from the European car line, foreign cars, and you weren't getting the parts the next day.
Right, that's the thing.
You tore the car, but you did whatever you need to do, figured out, said, This is what I believe is going to be the problem. You took the thing out, you shoved it outside, moved on
Yeah.
to the next one, and you damn near didn't tear it apart till you had the part in your hand. I know that doesn't work for you.
Well, see, that's the other problem. So
because you can't.
okay,
It's getting better with the new shop.
yeah, with a new shop here,
It's
it's going to be a
better.
little bit better.
But
that's the one thing that I tell my technician about all the time, and it's so hard. It's so hard to juggle as a business owner, shop owner. It's so hard to juggle because he's like, well, just order all the parts till they're here, so I can just get after it. And I'm like, but I'm the kind of guy where I want to tear it apart before I order parts.
yeah, because you're
Because-
always going to find something else.
Yeah, because you're right. Because like we brought in a truck had a U-joint squeaking.
Mhm.
Okay, he's like, oh, this thing needs U-joints. It does. We pop the drive shaft out. Yep, it's tiny as can be. It needs U-joints. He's like, just give me some U-joints coming, and he's off doing something else. I ordered U-joints. It called for 3 different kinds. I didn't pay attention to it because I'm in a hurry doing 5 other things.
Yeah.
Order them. The U-joints show up. They're all wrong.
Yeah.
And that was my fault. That was my fault for doing that. But now it's down even longer.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, if we just tore it apart, measured them out, and said, hey, it's this size U-joint, just so you know. Yeah, it's a game. It's one big game. Is all it is.
I mean,
But
I
you know,
get it.
But you know who suffers in the end, though, don't you? The consumer.
Yeah.
That's who's suffering. Now they're a bunch of assholes, anyways. But I mean,
Yeah.
they are. They are. But you know what? Though? I was talking to a guy one time, and I says, you know what? Though the thing is that I got some really good customers, and I says, and I got some ones that I've done a good job of pushing out my door. I said the problem is that 90% of my customers are amazing people, nice guys. It's the 10% that makes the 90% look bad.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
But the problem is that it's that bad customer that's always going to stick with you.
What's funny about that
'Cause
is
they'll
that
ruin your whole day.
all of my policies I have in my shop are wrote because of bad customers, not because of the good ones.
Yeah.
Because of the bad ones.
Like that's the biggest thing, especially at a shop level, dealing with the customer, general public, stuff like that. You got, you're always going to remember the bad customer that treated you bad or didn't pay the bill on time or took care of. You're never going to remember the guy that didn't, that did his job. I mean, you'll probably remember him. You got a good, rapport with your crew.
Yeah, I got a lot of great customers that come see me all
and
the time.
that, and that's different. But I mean, say something to if you're taking your car in and you're just watching this for fun. You're not a mechanic. When they do a good job and they do it in a timely manner, say something to them. Say, hey,
Tell them thanks.
Tell them you'd be surprised how far thanks will go from a customer.
And a box of donuts.
Yeah, and a pizza.
Yeah, the
Little
pizza.
Caesars.
I don't care. You bring them a pizza. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Yeah, bring them a pizza.
Yeah.
exactly. The dealership will be mad because you really screwed up their part.
Yeah, that's right. Messed up what they
Oh,
were
that's
trying
our
to do.
incentive program.
Son of a bitch. You beat us to it. Yeah, no shit.
But I mean, it goes a long way. I mean,
It does.
It does.
So basically today, we talked about a bunch of things. We talked about, Facebook ads and people. I think what it all comes down to is people in general.
Suck.
And they suck. But people in general. But it also comes down to, so we hit on a bunch of different points today. We always go out in left field. That's the name of the game. That's our show. But
like, subscribe.
like and subscribe. You want a bunch of if you
You want a bunch of random stuff.
if you want a bunch of random automotive bullshit knowledge, and there are tidbits of knowledge in there
There's some
somewhere.
little bit, yeah.
You know what? Another left field. I had a one of our subscribers got a hold of me and had said, "Hey, do you guys think that maybe you could do tech tips?" And I said, "Man, I don't know about that. I
Well,
like
we got to
doing
get a
tech
sponsor.
tips.
We got to get one of the. So if you would like to sponsor, Snap-on or
that's right,
I'm not going to be Macco, screw them.
Yeah,
anything
You know,
like
Macco
that,
dealers are
Renegade
anyways.
Race Fuel, I use that in my truck.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Listen, Harbor Freight.
Yeah. Dollar General.
Dollar General.
Dollar General tip of the day is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They're gonna say those guys are guys that go to Dollar General. That's what that'll be.
Get all their zip ties from there.
Right, that's where get all the zip ties from.
I
Forget what I was even going with any of this.
No, about the
tech
tips.
Tech tips. And you know what, though? I like doing tech tips. I was looking at wiring diagrams the other day, and I thought we could do, if people wanted to email in, like if they have a problem with their car, we could walk them through it. But in the same breath.
Well, it's tough. We have such a, it's tough, to have a vehicle down long enough where,
Right.
I mean, if you got a question or something like that,
Well,
we got our email, we can, we
Yeah,
don't even
ask.
have to be on the show.
yeah, ask
You know?
away. And the other thing is that what I think I might start doing in the future is I'd like to go over stuff that we do in the shop. Like this last week, okay, if you want a tech tip, this is an older car. It's an 11 Cadillac, okay? It came
It's
in
old?
for not running. This thing
I know.
shit
It's
too. But it came in
That
for
old.
not running right. Like it start, stall. Then you get it running, it wouldn't run right. And it was setting 5-volt reference codes for like every sensor that was on a 5-volt circuit.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I took my meter and plugged it in, just unplugged one of the sensors that I could get to. It read 1.4 volts. So what I did was just to test sensors. I just went around and started unplugging all the sensors that were on that circuit. And I got to the AC low pressure switch and unplugged it, and bam, 5 volts came back.
Yep.
So I left that unplugged, plugged everything back in. Car runs great.
Yep.
It
You
needs a
don't have
pressure
AC.
switch.
You
You
don't
don't get
have
AC, but
No. Can't put a pressure switch on. We're not fixing it.
well, that's the thing though. We talk about the small independent shops and stuff. Is where do you draw the line on this? This Cadillac is 11. It's got a different color front bumper. The doors are smashed in. The interior's trash. The front windshield's broke. They're just driving this car into the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Did you get that from like why were me and Josh work or something?
Yeah, it's from down south of here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Nice guy. I'm just like, you know what
Yeah.
you're getting at though. But anyways, besides all that, so maybe we'll do some more tech tip stuff or fun something.
Yeah, whatever. We can figure something.
But anyways, we covered a lot of stuff. You know, like I said, from the Facebook stuff to we know we're having parts issues. That we don't know why companies are lying about stuff that they have that they don't have.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
it's.
I don't know if it's lying. They're just, I don't know, it's misleading.
misleading. I won't. Yeah. I won't.
Yeah. Anyways, all the way from shop
Disheartening.
repair
It
stuff.
just hurts. It hurts. It hurts me.
Physically pains you?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. So, anyways, all right. Well, we'll do that for today, and then we'll do something cool next week. We still have something big coming up here in
Yeah.
the next month. Actually, once we hit, not this will drive anyone to subscribe to watch our dumbasses, but
Never know.
I'm going to do it once we hit 1,000 people. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do something crazy, and I already got it in the works.
Okay.
So let's just hope we hit 1,000 subscribers in the next month or two, because
Okay.
it'll work out good for all of us.
All right.
And one of our subscribers is going to get something really cool.
Okay.
So, anyways,
I guess I don't know anything about this, but okay.
we talked about it in the last video.
Well, I thought that was something else. I thought you were talking something new.
Were you here in the last video?
Yeah, but this was- I thought we were doing.
I haven't seen you in a week or so, but I mean, was someone else here?
Yeah, I told you. I had asked. Remember?
You were here, right?
I thought I
I'm
was.
starting to wonder now. I give up.
Okay.
Anyways, this is Behind the Wrenches with Zach and Randy. I'm your host, Zach.
I'm Randy.
And
We're
we'll
here.
talk to you in a couple weeks.